Okay, so now that we have surpassed the Tenderizer with a gold, after changing my vehicle over from the Voodoo Rattler to the Beelzebuggy Carabid, as a result, it is now time for us to move on to our final level 3 race. The event being called Die Hardest. The venue we're going to again is the Grizzly, obviously, and we can basically use any vehicle we want. And well, because the most recent vehicle I unlocked was a rally car, I might as well see if I can use it. Since I've pretty much used all the other rally cars available to me up to this point, I might as well use the newest one, and as of which this one is called the Wolf Revo. And what colours do we have available to us? Not bad, but yeah, this'll work. Anyways, clench your cheeks. It's Motorstorm time again. Seriously, things are going to be a lot more challenging from now on. Come strapped with a diaper. Honestly, I thought for sure coming into this race I was already wearing a diaper because the Tenderizer is a piece of shit. It's easily the worst course you can probably race on in this entire game, and not just because of how easy it is to flinch even once. But I am seriously hoping this does not become a repeat of the Tenderizer, because fuck that. And here we go, it's time for another race at the Grizzly. And where the game says things are going to be more serious from now on, I can easily believe it. Because that event at the Tenderizer in the previous segment, that was appalling. And I really do not want to have a repeat of that. And it looks like that's exactly what's probably going to happen. Simply because I would imagine that's more or less what the events are technically going to be from now. But at least I can say I'm actually fighting for the lead, compared to when I wasn't at the Tenderizer. I mean, I know these AI are gonna give that shit to me, because they ain't fucking around anymore, and I know that because of the Tenderizer. Still, I am so glad I got that event over with eventually. And hopefully, if it's possible, this event will be nowhere near as excruciating as that event was. Because let me tell you, that event was fucked up. Literally, right from the get-go, that event was a total fuck-up. And I just literally want to forget about the event ever existing. Even then, of course, if you as the viewers will be telling me that event does exist. I just want to completely forget about it. Because there's nothing about that event I want to remember for good reason. Except for saying I eventually won, but that's an exception. Yeah, at least I can say the car is still in working productivity in spite of that mistake I made on the first lap, and no one's behind me at the moment, so I think it's fair to say this event might be just a little bit easier than the event at the Tenderizer, because that literally took me about 3 hours to do that event. That's literally how excruciating it was for me to win. I almost thought for sure I was not going to do it, and then in the end, in spite of me constantly complaining about it, I eventually did do it. And I think it's probably fair to say this event is a hell of a lot easier, because no one at the moment seems to be behind me, at least not within a car length. and I really cannot wait to see what will happen in the next event I do at the Tanderizer. But I'm just hoping I won't use a car that's a piece of dog shit. Literally no one is behind me at the moment. I'm just steadily pulling away from these AI, because they aren't even within a car length of where I am at the moment. That's literally how far ahead of them I am, which is easily much further than it was at the Tandemizer last time out. So I think it is fair to say this event probably will be easier because the Grizzly is a bit more forgiving. If you make an error, you can basically change your directions. If you make a mistake of some sort, you can basically change your lanes whenever you want. And that's exactly what I think makes this course that much better. Oh, what do you know? I can see the engine from here. Probably because I landed on the ground and somehow didn't total my car. And I'm still hoping I do not end up totaling my car. Although, if I am going to do it, of course, I want to do it before the final lap. So then my car's back to working productivity by the time we do get through to the final lap. Because I really don't want to end up going through the phase I went through in the last segment. Because let me tell you, that was shit. And I absolutely, totally do not want to go through a repeat of that. I can assure you. If there's any event I don't want to repeat, it's literally got to be the total depravity that was being brutalised at the Tandemizer. Well, anyways, I think I'm just going to stop complaining about how bad that was and just focus on this instead. Because overall, this has actually been a pretty smooth race, to say the least, because I've not been totaled as many times. And I am pretty sure that I will have to race the Tandemizer again once or twice, but for now at least, I think I can relax. I mean, as long as I don't make any critical mistakes in the closing stages, then I should have this win. Then, hopefully, I should have this win in the back. Oh, by the way, I can also see the muffler from here, as well as the intake system. And I think there's a radiator there somewhere as well. Unless what I see at the top of the intercooler is under the roof scoop. Okay, we are almost there. Okay, come on, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch. Please don't flinch. No flinching, no flinching, no flinching, no flinching, no flinching, no flinching. There we go. Let me tell you, that was a hell of a lot easier than the previous event. Because I mean, Jesus Christ, that fucking event was terrible. But yeah, anyways, another win at the Grizzly, and ultimately I do it once again in pretty much a totaled race car. Or in a race car that is virtually totaled in terms of its looks, I should say. Well, hopefully whilst I was under the shadows I managed to get myself a decent shot of this thing. Okay, that should do it. So anyways, I win at the Grizzly by 5.2 seconds ahead of Barb Sharp. Then, in third position, in the Patriot Bulldog was Robbie T. Niagara Gold finishes fourth ahead of Buzzbomb, Chodder, Zavorsky, Rascal, Linnet and Miss Dread, who completes the top 10, and then for the bottom 5 we had Emily Misery, as of which I've just got over my misery, Amrit ahead of Mira Hawk, Napoleon, and Obi O'Brien completes the finishing order, way the fuck behind everyone else. 20.6 seconds pretty much behind everyone else. Because that's just how far off the pace he was. Anyways, we have unlocked another ticket as a result of getting all silver on levels 1, 2 and 3. And we've also unlocked a new event. And along with it, another vehicle. Obviously another quad bike. But there we go. Level 3 is done. And next time, we will be moving onwards to level 4. And ironically, this is also the final level of the game itself. 3 levels down and still 1 to go. And with that, stay tuned for more of MotorStorm.